Yes, so I would like to welcome this next speaker by the name of Ollie Pierce. And I'm really delighted that he's going to be here today and sharing with us because doing the dating, love, and relationship that I do, the mentoring that I do, I just get so many men who come along and there's so much around these days about women's empowerment and, feminism and all the rest of it. And I just sometimes feel that, men get left, getting left back. And so I found Ollie, who specifically does men's dating. He's a men's dating coach. And I just thought, how wonderful to include you, Ollie, in this, because I know that just by hearing what you're going to be saying, we women will also learn a lot because that's just the way it goes. So let me just say a little bit, everybody, about Ollie. So Ollie Pierce is a male model turned dating coach and stylist who is taking the industry by storm, which I can testify to, having looked at all of his information, what he's doing online. He has a background in high fashion modeling. He has graced the pages of numerous publications, including Vogue, GQ, and Esquire. His eye for fashion and style has also led him to become a professional stylist and personal shopper. But Ollie Pierce's true passion lies in helping men improve their dating lives, with a particular focus on online dating. With years of experience in the industry, he has developed a step-by-step formula that takes men from zero to hero in the dating world. His approach is practical and effective, and he helps his clients improve their confidence and communication skills and ultimately find success in their romantic pursuits. He's built a strong reputation as a dating expert, having previously worked alongside Richard Luriana, the founder of PUA training. You might have to explain what that one is, Ollie, and has his own brand now, which he continues to help men transform their dating lives through his unique coaching and styling services. So from fashion shoots to coaching sessions, Ollie is the go-to guy for men looking to improve their style, game, and dating success. Fantastic. Completely over to you, Ollie. Thank you so much for being here today. Really, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Yes, indeed. It's a pleasure to be here. So where would you like to start?
Well, would you like to just say a little bit about, specifically what you do
and
how you help guys?
Cool. So, yeah, I've got a big background in fashion. That was actually written by my manager. So the release there, I probably wouldn't have bigged myself up that much, but I've got a big, background as a model, and I'm also an influencer, so I'm very well versed in being behind the camera and in what makes guys conventionally cool, I guess is the word. Good pictures, good social media presence, good styling. Spent a long time in the gym. So these were stuff which, came to me as an attribute of my career as a model. And I moved into men's personal shopping and styling. So that means I go out basically and help guys with a new image and new outfits. Now, I was asked many, many years ago when I was, first started modeling, to come and work as a stylist. I was already working as a personal shopper and stylist for high-end men in the USA and New York. I was asked to work at a date coaching company to help their clients who were guys who, wanted more dates, wanted to get better results on their dates with their image. So I then started doing so, redressing men and personal shopping for date coaching clients. And soon I realized that, the essence of what most men were lacking in the dating world, and especially online, as that began to evolve, was image, their styling, their image, how they represent themselves. And all these factors were going into poor pictures, reflecting a poor lifestyle. And even men who were high value, who had, great careers and a lot to offer, they weren't representing that. They had no idea of how social media really works within the upper echelons of people considered attractive. They didn't know how to generate a good profile on, dating apps. And this came down to sort of the stuff which guys like me have learned through years of working in the fashion industry. So I help guys with every step of the process, be it taking new pictures. I'll go through the process in the right order. I always recommend that first guys look at the way they look. Clothes maketh the man. That's a Shakespearean quote. You are what you wear. So first we have a look at styling and fashion. Make it natural and congruent to the man of any age. Doesn't matter if you're 18 or in your late 60s. You are what you wear, and the image is super important. So looking at the clothing first, helping guys with their image. And then once we've got that nailed, I'll even help with fitness and diet and all elements of being the best you can be physically. And then we go on to shoot images, and we've got some to look at today, haven't we, Lorraine? So we can have a look at some images of my clients I've shot, and then I take the pictures myself. Right now, I'm actually in an office in Canary Wharf. One of my clients is a banker, so I'm shooting some corporate images for him today. So, and that's what I help to do, is to get stuff that's for his work life. Was that him? That's for his work website. But this is a guy I've done pictures for his dating stuff as well. High net worth man.
So just out of interest, what would be the difference between the kind of pictures that you would take for his work as opposed to that kind of pictures you take for dating?
Well, we're going to see some dating pictures in a minute, but my whole rationale. So I started off years ago, I've been doing this for a long time now, taking professional style pictures for people. Too cheesy, too obvious. Nobody wants to see a man, especially if he's mature, who's had to pay for it, who's had to pay for this picture to be taken. He sits there and he poses on the common or in a park somewhere, changes outfits twice. It's clearly taken at the same time. Clearly he's invested money in this, which makes him a little bit try hard. And it's much more scrutiny on his styling. And I go back to how important that is, that clothes make the man, you are your image. I think it's way more important for men online, at least anyway, than it is for women. Women have so many options and so many men trying to speak to them that, if there's a really well-dressed, sharp-looking guy looking really high-end, and, it's obviously going to attract attention, whereas men, as we all know, are much more about just visually what they see, and they don't really care about the women's styling as much. So it really works for the men. So the styling is impeccable. The difference between the professional pictures is that they're too overdone and they're too obvious.
Okay.
And then there's more scrutiny on all these different elements. So my pictures I take for dating profiles, as we're going to see in a second, I calculate realism. So I'm also a social media influencer, and the fact that I've got all these other strings to my bow is what really helps me to calculate the images which work for people who have loads of followers and all stuff like this on social media, and who are working in these very prominent industries like music and fashion. I work with a lot of musicians as well, up and coming models, to help them to cultivate an image which is going to attract the right attention. Now, if I can help a young singer to get a following, I can definitely help people to get matches on dating apps. So I take all these elements of the styling, the location, realism, make it feel really natural, and then I shoot people. I set it all up, and it gives an insight into a real lifestyle and a portal into a guy's real, day-to-day life. We're not going to go and take you to, try and show off and have something too lavish. It might just be a really well-styled man walking down by the river or having a coffee or in a restaurant. But it feels real because there's food on the table, people in the background. We've taken lots of pictures. I've helped coax out the best expressions. And as we're going to see in a minute, we get a completely different kind of image. And I'm the only person doing this.
I saw that when I was, looking at what you were doing. I was thinking, wow, because I had a career as a professional singer, as I think I mentioned to you. Yeah. And one of the things that I really noticed, and I just thought I'd mention this and see what you say about it, because you put me in a recording studio and I know exactly how to create the sound that I want. But I did a lot of photo shoots as a singer, but I wasn't anywhere like this, didn't have the same expertise in front of the camera as I did when I was in the studio. So I would think that I was creating a kind of like look, right? Like the sort of pouty look or something. But actually, when I got the pictures back, They were terrible. So
Yeah.
I just wondered how whether you managed to help people with that.
So I take a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
You know, really, my shoots last for like 5 hours and stuff. We go to 5 different locations, and then I take a few hundred pictures at each place. And I'm sort of judging all the backdrop. I want people involved. I even tip waiters I give the waiter a tenner or something to clear up plates behind us, or to, and I want people in the background. So that's the ambiance and the reality. And then the guy, I help him to relax by taking one, a lot of pictures, 2, by having a laugh, try and make them laugh and make it, clear how funny it is what we're doing. Here we are pretending we're having a lovely lunch. Well, we are. Where are we really having lunch? And these are his new clothes. So it's kind of real but false, but that's social media. And that's what we're all doing anyway, is depicting a lifestyle which looks glamorous, really. But we don't do it too lavishly, as you're going to see in a moment. They're just nice pictures. And then they tend to relax because, we have a good rapport. We already know each other for, a little bit from the process to get to this stage. And then lots of pictures, and I'll help people to smile, different expressions, looking off. And as you're going to see in a minute, there's loads of different expressions of these guys looking sexy. And the before and afters are really, really quite, I don't put the after pictures up because that wouldn't be fair to the guys but they're really, if you see on my website, which I'm sure I can drop a link for, they're pretty serious. And these are real before and afters. These are real guys. And it completely changes their prospects. They go from, a really, really choppy or underwhelming experience on the dating apps to getting loads of dates.
Wow.
And some people, it transforms their whole life. So if you look at my Google reviews as well, they're all, you can tell when a Google review is real or not, because the people will have not come from a real source. These are all real guys who are saying this has changed their life. And most of these guys have had professional shoots done or tried to pose for pictures themselves numerous times. They're already open to the idea of self-improvement, and thus they've probably been to another option for a shoot or something which hasn't worked. And the sad truth is that online dating for men is 90% of men who have a dire experience, and 10% who have a great experience, and 2% who have everything. They have all the matches. So my aim is to get the average guy in that top 10%. And once they do that, it's life-changing, because as you know, especially for guys who aren't in that age where they're off to bars and clubs every weekend, then now this is the number one way to meet people. So I've got a lot of mature clients, guys who really want to make a change, who want to find love again after a divorce, or who haven't settled down and are in their sort of mid to late 40s, early 50s, and really want to find a partner now.
Yeah.
And it's life-changing stuff. It's not my general clients.
Absolutely. It is really, really something that's going to change their lives if they get it right. And they really, really want to change their lives. So can we see some photos? Nancy, are you able to do that for us?
I believe that someone over there has them.
Yeah.
All right, Nancy. So here we go. So here's number one. This fella is in his mid-50s. So I do touch them up a little bit as well. There's a bit of, taking some wrinkles out there, but this is all part of competing. Now, he is getting loads of matches, let's say that. So the realism first. So realism always. The guys in the background, they're just 2 patrons in this restaurant. This is a restaurant where I know the manager. They let me shoot there. I live in West London. It's near me. I've even left the wallet on the table here because this depicts wealth. And sadly, we were in a time where a Louis Vuitton wallet left on the table casually says a lot about the kind of guy. So even these little touches, the roll neck and the tweed blazer combination, the styling here is absolutely perfect, by the way, for mature guys my age. All of the styling throughout this, you're going to see spot on. So if you turn up on your date like this is how you want to look. We took a lot of photos to get this one. As I said, touch it up a little bit, and there we go. So that's number one. And even the food on the table, it's all done on purpose, So yeah, just, all of that good stuff. Even, the slightly out of focus Coke and the mug. So Garrett says, there's a comment here that it sucks that men have to do so much, but that's life. It's always been hard out there dating. It's always going to be a hard out there for 90% of men. 10% of men have,
But it's not only that. I mean, it's just how we are as human beings.
Yeah.
I mean, the statistics in the music business, Ollie, were that the way that artists present themselves, the visual part, was 80% of how successful they were.
And it still is. It's the branding. So some of the most untalented people blow up because they look good. They've got great branding and they've got a good look and a good name. Rappers, for example, 90% of their initial traction is their name.
I think, can I just check? Are we able, is everybody seeing this? Can we just check that everybody is seeing this? Because mine says that I'm seeing Nancy's. Is everybody seeing this? Can you just give us a yes if you are? Just I'm seeing Nancy's screen, but I just need to make sure. Yeah, no, you are. Okay, good. Everybody is, yeah.
We've got a thumbs down from a gentleman who can't see it in the bottom corner, he's saying.
Well, I'm getting people who are saying that they are able to see it. Are you able to see this, folks? Are you being able to see this? Let's just get a few more.
Everyone is, thumbs up, everyone.
Yeah, they can.
Right, good. Thank you, guys, because this is the meat. We want to get to the good stuff. All right. So the styling as well, as I said, is impeccable. And then all this realism. Now, it's a big difference between this guy sitting here in this style, looking cheesy and overly styled, not overly styled, the styling's always great, but overly done to this, which looks like a real moment in a real life. And that's what works on these dating apps. And that's the formula I've developed over the last 6 or 7 years, is to get these real life pictures. Let's look at the next one anyway. So same fella again. The leather jacket, by the way, perfect, guys, having a coffee down by the river. Now, we actually bought these kids in the background a pint and asked them, do you mind standing in the background? So we bought them a drink and they were happy to do so. And that just changes the whole landscape of the picture. And again, he looks great. We took a lot of pictures to get the smile. Even the sugar sachets just discarded on the side there. It's to get this real vibe. So this is him, real everyday look. Could have been taken by a buddy or someone he was out having a drink with. Real insight into a real guy, real value. And that's what people want, is a real portal. So next one. So here's our kind of bar shot. Again, if you look inside, you can see just that head of the guy next to the sort of empty drink bottle in the window is enough. And the styling is really cool as well. We've got this double-breasted blazer with the kind of underlying pattern. It's got a jacquard pattern and then the black shirt. And yeah, he's been getting really, really good results. And this chap was having no results before. He was someone who came saying he was about to give up. Did the shoot and, he's over the moon now. So it works. And for this one, we're just going to stand outside the pub at sort of, just as it's getting dark. So it gets that night ambiance and it gives it a real sort of man about town look, which is very attractive as well. People are imagining him on a night out and they want to see these different sides of the character. So he can be either down by the river looking cool or at a restaurant or having a drink in the evening at a bar. So next one. Again, another gentleman. He's at Hammersmith Tube Station here, but we thought we'd get that sort of man about town, maybe off to a meeting or a weekend away. All the dark styling works really well with his dark beard and his very exact hair. Even the ring is, the black stone on the ring, the little sash scarf. So again, these will just generate a lot of attention. And the same man about the styling is going to get an absolute fraction of it. And then the real backdrop, so that's a real insight into his life. So we can keep going again. Now, this one here, I've put in on purpose, same chap there. The styling I love, tweed blazer, collarless shirt and blue jeans, works for any guy of any age. You could be 16 or you could be 65. This will work. Look in the background, there's these two guys walking down the stairs. Now, that's not Tweedledum and Tweedledee. I've photoshopped, I've left this on purpose because I'm photoshopping the man to push him over to be nearer to the stair railing, because I'm going to crop the picture and I'm going to cut out most of this, but I still want to keep the people in the background to give it realism. So that's how I use Photoshop as well to make these even realer. So I've just pushed the guy over. You can see there's two of him. And I've left the original one to show you how well that can work as well. Now, I don't Photoshop the guys in the picture themselves, but I will touch up the lights, the color. And if there's something like that where I can put the background people in, I will, because I want to make it look real. I don't want anyone to think it's being professionally done, even though it has. As I said, that's part of the game, is to get really good images planned and well produced, which compete with all the guys who are doing so well.
And the thing is too, Ollie, that actually, you know, making the most of ourselves. I mean, I do for some of my female clients, I do this as well. Not quite as I don't go around taking photographs of them, but, you know, I'll get them to show me what they're going to wear. I mean, you know, actually, it's just an expression of self-love, actually, just to make the most of yourself, and getting somebody who has, you know, the experience and the know-how can really save an awful lot of grief.
And, you know, I buy these guys the clothes first. So everything you've seen here, I've bought for the guys. They come to see me, I shop for them. We do a styling session, I restyle them, and then we go and shoot them. Usually that's how we do it. Or they can jump straight to the photo shoot, because I have so many clothes because I run a styling studio. So, and I'm sourcing new clothes for these guys. So he bought all of that stuff off me. Now, he said he's got more attention on the way home on the train to East London, where he lives, than he has done in years, since university, he said. And for his life, this is huge. It's a massive confidence boost. He's used to no one checking him out, not feeling attractive. He's not getting any matches. And suddenly, clothes make the man. He's out there. There's women smiling at him on the train, people coming up to him when he's out socializing, saying, "Oh, I love the way you look. You've got great style." People are more interested in him in general when he's socializing. And you know, it's done a huge amount of a great deal for his self-confidence, his self-esteem. And now he's out on dates and he's showing that confidence and that higher level of self-esteem because he feels attractive, he feels cool, he feels relevant again. So why not? You know, this isn't about trying to be something you're not. It's about feeling good about yourself again and going to an expert. Just like if you want to start going to the gym, you find a personal trainer. If you don't know how to dress, you're not feeling confident in your style, you don't feel cool, you don't feel youthful, then go to someone who can help you to do so. And then we just are going to interpret that with great images, which are going to generate a lot of attention. So,
and for heaven's sakes, how many places are there that, you know, like women go for their nails, their hair, and all the rest of it?
And we're one of the worst countries in the world for male self-love. In the States, they're leaps and bounds ahead of us. You know, they say metrosexual, when guys spend a lot of time on themselves. And, you know, we're still very sort of gruff and English, stiff upper lip. No, I mustn't do that. I mustn't invest in myself or even try and be attractive. Latin countries aren't the same. They really want to be prominent and feel confident and be fashionable and be current. And they feel attractive and sexy for way longer. Whereas the English person thinks, "Oh, I'm past it." There's no reason you should be. As I said, clothes make the man. You can be, you know, attractive right in, you know, any age in your life, and you can feel great about yourself as long as you know how to do what we're doing here. And that's to be relevant in this day and age where online dating is so prominent. And the fashion has always been this way. Guys who've dressed well in any age in time, from now to the medieval times, the guys who dressed well got the most attention and were the highest, you know, respected caliber amongst people in society. So we'll go on again to the next one anyway. That was, by the way, on the Westfield Stairs in Shepherd's Bush. So, you know, it just shows how we can make anywhere look glamorous. So here's the same chap again. Love the styling on this one. We've chucked the bag in on purpose to go with all the beiges. Really love the scarf in this with the overcoat. And again, just feels really, really normal. I would probably crop this one in so that the road wasn't as prominent. It would just be this kind of office backdrop. And the woman walking in the background just makes it that bit realer every time. So look at the styling, guys. That's the entrepreneur, we call this one. All right, next one. All right, this is great because this is a guy who felt strongly about the situation in the Ukraine. And so he wanted something to show his kind of, you know, that he was, you know, had that political leaning, and that he's actually campaigned and helped a lot with the situation. He's an American gentleman who was in town to see me. I've got guys from all over the world who come to me. And so we restyled him. We bought him this awesome leather jacket. And by the way, this man is, I think he's 49. So, you know, the quality of the pictures, he's never had a picture like this. This is the combination of everything I do. he was shocked at how good he looks as well. So that's another thing, we should get the best pictures, not just the styling and the setting and all that. Will make you look amazing. We've done his hair really well, everything. He looks great in this. So got him a new leather jacket. The green roll neck works perfectly. And then he said, look, you know, I asked him about himself, and he said, you know, I'm really into helping with the Ukraine situation. And so I said, let's go and shoot you at one of the rallies. You know, it's going to be a perfect way of depicting your political feelings, and that you're, you know, that you're really into that, you know, kind of rallies and stuff. And so we went to the rally and we shot him here. And this has got great results, because there's a lot of people who, you know, want to get an insight into your lifestyle as well. So not only are we showing him you know, good restaurants and nice places, we show that he's got this political, emphatic side to his character. Very attractive. So we shot that at the Ukraine rally on Whitehall. So, and again, very real insight into his life. Next one. So we'll go quickly over this one, just a different style of a different guy at this bar. I like the rings in this one. If you want to look a bit like music-y and a bit rock and roll, this is the perfect high-end rock and roll look for a gentleman. This is the kind of thing you'll see artists and musicians at, you know, the proms, or, you know, the Oscars, this kind of outfit, or a night out at a nice restaurant. So next one there, and again, the people in the background, same vibe. So this is the same American gentleman who was staying in London. He came to see me. He was staying at a nice hotel, the Park Plaza, overlooking, that's kind of near the river in central London, Waterloo Bridge, is it? Waterloo area. And really high end. So we shot him in the hotel room, just holding a coffee. You can hardly see off screen. There might be another version in a minute of it. And it just gets a great ambiance. You know, it shows that he's a high end gentleman. He's traveling. So if you're on holiday, you don't always need me there. You know, you can set your camera up and get a few pictures of you looking out of the window with a coffee, looking, there we go again, looking really cool with that kind of vibe. And it's worked wonders for him, it really has, just to give this insight into a high-end lifestyle. Now, these aren't faking his lifestyle. You know, everyone can stay in a hotel, but it's getting the right images which show you have these varied activities, good styling, as well as real ambiance. And there's another one of this gentleman. If we go back to the next one now, this is a great one. So again, he's in America. He said he wanted something really UK. Can't get much more UK than the black taxi. That's him outside Charing Cross Station. Again, the same leather jacket. And this one looks so kind of cool. He's a bit of a businessman. And he's got the bag showing he's about to hop in or out of this taxi. Great picture. This one's been getting so many good results. So again, just realism plus styling plus location, ambiance, and Bob's your uncle. So
and for older clients, Ollie, too, I think, you know, having a good photograph is even more important, because, or somebody who knows how to take a good photograph, because it can just be the difference of night and day. And you know,
100%. And they all are. These a lot of these ones here are recent shoots, and you know, I'd say average age is late 40s into mid 50s. The next guy after is actually 61 or 62, but the styling, yeah, so this guy's early 60s. Now, this, you know, his styling here is really young and vibrant, but he pulls it off because it's calculated. I'm looking at ways which, you know, mature guys can dress and still look young and funky, but not try hard, or not doing something which doesn't suit them. This is still completely congruent with prominent, attractive, mature guys who do stuff like work in music or creative industries, the arts, magazine owners. And I know a lot of these people, they're my clients, people I've rubbed shoulders with in my career in fashion. There's a set way of keeping fashion cool, but also being congruent with the individual. So everybody is different, but as you can see with this chap, he's totally pulling it off. And he's, as I said, I think 61 or 62. He's one of the most successful gamblers in UK history, this guy, who's permission to use his picture. So he's actually a very, very prominent guy. He's in the media a lot. And it works. And he wanted this high-end ambiance, the champagne. We've even got the other glass on the table to show he's drinking with someone. He's had great results from this picture as well. So we move on to the next one. So this one's a good one, because this is the one where we tip the waiter. Now, without the waiter, this picture jumps straight back into the realm of too professional. Anyone can order a coffee and sit in a cafe. It's the waiter which changes it. Actually, I think it's having the waiter messing around with the tablecloth there. And yeah, we went to a nice setting in Kensington, Notting Hill, or Holland Park actually, and asked the waiter to set up behind us. We gave him a generous tip, had a coffee. Styling's really cool for the man, and there we go. Another great image. Lots of realism. I love the lights in the background. It was absolutely freezing, but we did it. That's midwinter as well. So you can take pictures as well. It's another point. I shoot all throughout the year. That's midwinter. Everybody involved was freezing, but we still got it. And it looks like summer.
Yeah,
So,
because I mean, the thing about this is that, that you're using the social media, you're using the dating profile, and I mean, these things exist, they're not going to go away. So we can either kind of turn our back on them and just kind of like, or we can embrace them and let it lead us into new adventures, new meanings. And that's the way I choose to look at these things.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's no, if you want to, dating and attraction has always been brutal. It has been since the dawn of time. And if you want to compete, then you've got to stay with the times and be relevant as you can be to popular culture and dating culture at any age. So a lot of guys go, I don't want to have to do this, or this isn't me, or this doesn't feel right, or that's not, I would never wear that. Well, you should wear that, and you should do this, and you have to do this if you want to get matches and dates which are going to excite you if you're not already. If you
it's not even it's just about making the most of ourselves, for ourselves first and foremost. Yeah. Then where that leads us.
Yes, and if you want good results, that's what's going to make you happy. And if you want good results, you've got to invest in areas which you might be lacking. It's self-improvement, basically. At the end of the day, you're working towards a goal to improve your life and to improve your dating life, which attraction and having the right partner and is probably the most important thing to us as humans. So why not make sure you get it right and give it your best shot, really, and try things which are new and which push you out of your comfort zone and which will ultimately work if you go for it and you invest in yourself and you work hard and you do stuff calculated and right with the right people. It can work for you. You see the results are massive and for your overall life and your whole level of self-esteem and enjoyment. So we've got the next one here. It's a cool one. Chuck this one in. This is actually just a studio in White City House, the old BBC. And it's just got this lovely vibe. It looks a bit like a hotel or something, and the styling's cool. He looks awesome. And I included this one because this gentleman this was the first picture which his wife, he's now married to a lady he met online. And this was the first picture she liked. So that's why this one is in. Just, the proof's in the pudding. So he got married and that's the picture she liked. And then he started speaking to her, I think, on the app Hinge. And yeah, he married his wife. And this guy is about 48 and he's now, I think that was 2 years ago. We tracked it in anyway because it's such a nice story. He's now 50, he's married and his wife's pregnant. So
wow, wonderful.
It's great, and I remember when he came to me in the consultation, he said, I don't think I'm ever going to have kids. I've missed the boat. And he really, and I said, never say never. And it happened very quickly for him. And good photography is one of the reasons. And we've got a testimonial on the website, I believe, of this guy saying exactly that story. So, it works. It really works. And these pictures help that a lot. So we can keep going. Next one. Don't want to chat all day. I'm probably over my time already. Love this one as well. This is the Notting Hill Gent, we call this one. I live in West London, around that area. So I shoot a lot of stuff in these nice Notting Hill backdrops. We've left the cars, the people in the background on purpose because without it, the styling is almost too impeccable. Some high-end brands dropped in. This guy wanted to, show that he's an affluent man about town. And the beiges always get a lot of attention. The beige and grey scarf, the beige overcoat, the white shirt, and then the checkered fitted brown trousers and the brown belt. And there's a bit of branding in there for those of you who know fashion, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, high-end brands. And these I provide for the shoot. So you don't have to go and spend a load of money on designer labels. We'll make it look high-end and like that, if that's the kind of man you want to depict. Goes with the character of the guy. Someone just asked for my website. Will I drop that at the end, Lorraine, or did that go in the blurb or something?
No, I think Nancy's going to put in the chat, and I'm also going to send out everybody's details at the end to everybody who's registered today. I've got to ask you, Ollie, do you do women ever?
I do. I work with women. So I help women a lot with, I talk about men's perspectives on dating with women a lot. Now, the styling, I don't style women, sadly, because, I'm a men's personal shopper and I'm not even going to dare to tell a woman how she should be dressing. I think that's, not my realm. But I do have a female stylist I work with. So if girls women need a new look and they want to take the process I do, then I usually put them in touch with a female stylist I work with at an up-and-coming fashion app. She's incredible, and she helps them to get a new look, a new image, and a new wardrobe, and then they can come back and do pictures with me. But, to be quite honest, the fashion is very important for women, but for men, it's even more so. So it's mainly men I go for, It tends to be guys who can really be a zero or a hero. It's all about ambiance and depicting social value for men. So I can help definitely put you in touch with the right stylist, and I can do pictures, but men are my main market, I'd say. But I do a lot of sessions with women who want a men's perspective and who have seen my social media. I've got quite a prominent TikTok channel, for example, with a lot of followers where I just talk about men's issues and I call out a lot of crap which men are, the way men act online. There's a lot of bad behavior out there, and so I call that out and I try and explain to women who've had a disheartening experience why guys are like this and who to avoid and how to avoid getting yourself in a situation where you might be disappointed.
I think we'll have to get you back to visit us again and talk about that maybe some more. But I just wanted you to, because you're offering a free gift, which is 5 Tinder openings that actually work. I think Nancy's probably just put that in. Would you want to just say what that is?
So basically, this is what we do. We're going to be, anyone who gets that as well will be added to our mailing list, and we've got a much better one coming soon, right? This is a giveaway, which is openers, first messages for Tinder or any dating profile. The first message is incredibly important, which work, which get a lot of, results. Saying, hey, how are you? Or how was your weekend? Or beautiful pictures. Doesn't usually work. Let's be honest. If the woman has 100 guys trying to message her that week, which a lot of women do, then you need to say something which sticks out and which marks you out from the crowd with a bit of humor in it. And this is a guide with 5 ideas of good first messages, first openers, conversation openers. Now, we're actually going to update this product, this giveaway, and make it a lot better and give a bit more of an insight into my overall business, because we've got a course launching in worldwide soon. That's a big thing for us. I say us, I've got a little team who I work with, and so we're going to update this very soon. So check that out, guys. I think you'll find it funny and it works. It's very good, but there's a much better one coming as well. So anyone who gets that will be sent the new one.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We're going to give a whole guide to what I've said today with a few ideas on styling for mature guys, and a lot of it done today.
No, really, really interesting and really, really fantastic. And I think, quite honestly, girls learn from this. I mean, although Ollie's saying that, we don't need as much help as men, actually, really taking some time about our appearance and putting the effort into that. I mean, it does make a huge difference for all of us. For all of us. And it's the least that we can do in a way when we're meeting somebody new. It's like it's a way of complimenting them, making the most of ourselves. It's like saying, yeah, I'm really serious about this.
You're totally right. I probably am presuming that women tend to have a better dress sense than men in general. But yeah, it's you're completely right. If you're not making the right effort, or you're just not really aware of how to look and hold yourself with the style, it's huge as well. You are what you wear, and that's the same for both sexes.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I think that I want to say a huge thank you to you, Ollie, for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
Yeah, awesome to meet you. And we'll be sending out all your details. Any questions?
Yeah, I just have a question. The Instagram link we have isn't correct, so I'm just curious to know what it is, so I can.
So my Instagram link. So I should be, you can find me, my name is Ollie Pierce, OLLIEPEARCE, guys, for anyone out there. And if you Google me, you'll find my website for a start, but that'll be in the blurb. Now, the Instagram.
Oh, here, I found you.
Have you got me?
Yes.
Yeah, so it should be Ollie Pierce on _, I think, at the end. Now, if you have a look there, can you, oh, I've just, one of my videos has come up now. So if you have a look there, you should actually see, that's my Instagram there.
Yeah.
For now, there's a lot of videos for women here as well. All right. So, and there's lots of stuff for women online. And my TikTok channel, if anyone's got TikTok is really good, guys, for just small advice videos. It's the new Instagram, and the algorithm is absolutely incredible. So if you do like, you know, self-improvement, date coaching, perspectives on this kind of stuff, I would recommend getting on TikTok as well. And there we're doing really well. We've got a few videos with over 1 million hits on them. And that one as well, I will show you, is Ollie Pierce Date Coach on TikTok as well. But I'll send you these links as well, Lorraine.
Yeah, send me them all, because I'm going to mail out to everybody afterwards, you know, so yeah.
And we're across all social media. And if anyone does want to make inquiries, hit me up on the website. You can even WhatsApp me directly through my website. And yeah, I mean, I help everyone.
And pass on your details to anybody else that might, you know, be wanting that kind of help from.
Of course.
Anybody, you know, you got somebody, you know, just know that they need to do something about their appearance, particularly guy. Give it to them as a gift, as a birthday present.
I do a lot of that. I've dressed a lot of men actually who are in relationships on behalf of their wife or their sister, who's seen them suffering on the dating scene with no dates. Their sister has said, "Can you please dress my brother? He's dying out here. He looks like, you know, dresses like he's homeless, and you need to sort him out." So that's what I do as well. So
fantastic. Yeah. Listen, thank you again, and thank you from everybody. Just put something in the chat, please. Say thank you, Ollie.
Thank you so much, guys.
Really enjoyed it. Really great to meet you too. And yeah, see you again, Ollie, too, I'm sure. Lots of thank yous coming in now from the chat, in the chat.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. It's a real pleasure. Cheers. We're done, aren't we? Peace.
We're done.